friends, I am Dr. Deepika Agarwal, consultant gynecologist at CK Birla Hospital. Today I will be talking about hypertension and preeclampsia in pregnancy. Hypertension, as we all know, is also called as high blood pressure, and preeclampsia is complicated form of hypertension during pregnancy. I'll first start from what do we mean by developing hypertension and preeclampsia. Hypertension means when our blood pressure goes high. Typically we call it when it goes high after 20 weeks of pregnancy, and preeclampsia is a condition when apart from hypertension, which means high blood pressure, the body starts secreting proteins in urine. Now, it is very important that we understand why we want to discuss about this today, as it can affect both the mother and the baby during pregnancy. We still don't know what exactly causes it, but these are the changes in placenta which can lead to it. Usually when it occurs in pregnancy, it gets treated post-delivery, although we have to be careful post-delivery as well. Preeclampsia is something we have to be more careful if it gets developed. Most of the time we will not get symptoms while we are pregnant. It will get diagnosed on your routine checkups when you are coming, if the blood pressure is more than 140/90, or if we do your urine analysis and we see proteins in urine. So the symptoms of hypertension and preeclampsia, how would you know that you need to see your gynecologist? If you start getting headaches, you can have blurring of vision. There can be pain up in the abdomen, which we call as epigastric pain, and generally feeling unwell. Now what you do need to know is some women can anyway start getting headache in pregnancy, which could be because of lack of water intake, or if you are suffering from migraine. However, if your doctor has told you that your blood pressure is more than 140/90, then the symptoms have more relevance, and you must be speaking to your obstetrician if you are developing things like headache or epigastric pain, or sometimes you may be getting blurring of vision also. Now, why is this disease important? Because we know that it not only affects the mother, it can affect the baby as well. Because hypertension, there could be some changes in the placenta, which means the nourishment to the baby can get hampered, and therefore some babies can start growing a little bit smaller. If the hypertension gets worsens and it develops into to severe preeclampsia later on in pregnancy, very rarely, but there is a complication in which the bleeding can happen inside the tummy, which we called as abruption of placenta. So it is very important that once we are diagnosed with this condition, so therefore baby monitoring is also important. We would want to call you regularly for the ultrasound, the growth scans. Now it would depend on the severity of preeclampsia, also the growth of the baby, how frequently the ultrasound monitoring will take place. You would also be advised to keep a check on baby movements, and therefore it's very important that you should be following the advice and be under constant surveillance by your obstetrician. Now we would wonder why hypertension or preeclampsia would develop. There are certain high risk factors which your obstetrician usually would know. For example, women usually, if it is your first pregnancy, women whose age is more than 40, if the BMI is high, generally we say women who have BMI of more than 35, they are at more risk of developing hypertension or preeclampsia. If you have had a baby and in that pregnancy you suffered from this condition, or if there is a family history, which means your sister or your mother has had severe this condition, or if it happened to you in past. So all these factors predispose you to increased risk of developing preeclampsia. Now, what would we do once we diagnose you that you have this condition? If it is milder form, then you would be asked to come almost every week so that we can check your blood pressure. You would also be asked to manage your blood pressure and measure your blood pressure at home. You would be asked to take some antihypertensive medications. We would also want to do some blood tests because we know preeclampsia can affect the kidneys and liver. So we would normally do your kidney function test, your liver function test. We would check the level of proteins that you are passing in urine, and of course the growth scans and the Dopplers for the baby. The frequency of monitoring would depend on the grading of preeclampsia or hypertension. And sometimes if it is getting severe, you might end up having admission in hospital as well. So this disease is not very common. If I have to talk about percentage, we talk about 2 to 4%, which means out of 100 women, only 2%, only 2 women can suffer from this condition. And preeclampsia, where more monitoring is needed, it is only 0.5%, which means out of 200 women, only 2 women can suffer from this condition. So it's not something I would worry about, and be mindful of the fact, the risk factors that I have just mentioned previously. It doesn't mean if I have a high BMI, if I am obese or my BMI is more than 35 or 40, that I would develop it. It's just that your obstetrician would want to be very careful throughout your pregnancy and make sure that we are monitoring your blood pressure. So how do we manage it? There are antihypertensive medications which are safe in pregnancy. Not all the medications can be taken, so it would be normally your obstetrician who would be guiding you. We normally don't send to physician if it is a mild or moderate form. We would also advise you, again depending on condition, some bed rest, but you don't have to be lying on bed all the time, and you would be asked to come to hospital regularly, almost every weekly. The risk of hypertension and preeclampsia is still there when we deliver, and very rarely there is a condition called as eclampsia in which the fitting or scissors can happen. So even when you get discharged from hospital, it would be monitored closely and you would be asked to follow up with your obstetrician. Normally blood pressure condition settles within 2 weeks post delivery. In very few patients it can linger on, or it can prolong till 6 weeks, but generally if this is something that has developed during pregnancy, it will get better within 6 weeks of delivery. If this is something you were having prior to you felt pregnant, then of course post delivery it will be there, and we would ask you to see your physician so that your medications can be changed back to your pre-pregnancy dosing. There is some recurrence rate which is around 12 to 15%. So this history is very important. If you have moved to different cities, or if you are changing your obstetricians in future pregnancy, you must be giving this history so that the monitoring can happen right from the beginning. In these situations, we would also like to start you on a medication called as low dose aspirin, which is proven to have a beneficial role. Thank you.